retarded. For future reference, you have to make sure multi-track audio and video is turned off. It's in the control panel in the stream section. Yeah, you gotta make sure that your destination is a local host server with a random stream key. And then there's a little box and it says use authentication. And even though you're gonna have two docs and they're gonna authenticate for you, you need to press that box, and it's gonna confuse you because it's gonna pop up with two more boxes that say username and password, and you're just gonna have to fucking leave them blank. Anyway, are we live? Good. Thank you. Jeez, the last weight's barely gonna fit on there. Might not fit on this one. So I'm running into a bit of a funny problem. I didn't think I was gonna have this soon. So right now, the bench press is at 130, right? 130 pounds, because I'm not a freaking European. I'm American, right? Where we use, real metrics to freaking, Anyway, this motherfucker's too small, and I gotta go grab my longer one. I don't like this one as much because it's a ginormous 2 pieces of metal, and I don't know how these 2 pieces of metal are pinned together. Right, this is one solid piece of what I imagine to be aluminum. Right, this right here, there's a freaking seam right at the center of this thing. It's got a freaking hole in it. You can see right through it. You know, I'm worried. You know, I don't want to squat with this thing, right? Put it all on one point and then have it fucking snap. But damn, all right, this is lame. You're never gonna see me in those gym fails videos, right? Freaking send the weight, clock you in the face. Well, that's my nice one, but I got a bunch of bumper plates. They're real wide. They don't weigh much. So, I was thinking about getting a spreadsheet up, right? Just have it up on the, what would be the left side of the screen. Just have it, you know, type out the same thing I'm writing in my journal, you know, what I'm doing. I'm sure some people would get a kick out of that. You weakling. Also, this shit right here is directly in line with my couch. If I actually tried to bench this, I would get... This couch would probably fuck up my whole world. Right? The weight would hit my chest, then it would ding off the couch, and I'd be like trying to get it up off myself, and then boom! I crushed my throat on stream. It was like Aimless Fool, right? It's like that was his name, and he couldn't have chosen better. So I'm going up 5 pounds to 135. 135 bench. One day we'll have a bench like Fred's. 225, 215, I don't remember. 135, as many as I can manage. We're gonna be 12 total. Maybe less. Those rows yesterday fucked up my wrists. No, it's 4. I want 5. Five. Damn it. That was a long time to get started. That sucks. Let's see about getting like a notepad up. Come on, are you messing with me, OBS? There we go. So, what does this look like? There we go. It's not bad, is it? Seems like it works. We'll just keep up this one notepad document, and that will be the plan. And then everybody, if they want to see it, they can just ask, and I will be happy to show them, to show you, dear viewer. I'm going nuts. didn't crush my throat. We'll call that 3.
He's a picket. Let's see Cosper on the banjo.
No, good enough.
From Staten Island, New York, let's hear for Jeff Lopez on the bass.
Not fucking good enough. That was. I'm not doing anything until I get one more rep. Talked about it. 135. Ridiculous. I'm gonna have a freaking aneurysm if I don't find my goddamn pen. I suppose that's why we have a document up. Got backups. That's 4 after some difficulty. Hey, you're back. Subs for hugs on Twitch. I bet you offer. What's that? Also, it's good to see you. Thank you for swinging by. Well, I'm happy I'm back. I never left. I've been streaming every day. You hug your subs. Wish I had a Discord to chat all day on. That might not be such a bad idea. Right? That might do wonders for fostering a sense of community. Have people post their workouts. I don't mind at all. I'm glad there's somebody watching. Makes me feel like just a little bit more important than I am. Alright, 3 fucking reps on 135. Alright, so I don't know if you're aware, but there's a bit of a gym culture thing where if your bench isn't at least 225 or 215, right, you gotta fix it. I'm like 70 fucking pounds away. That's gonna be like at least a year and a half, 2 years. But then there's like the memes and the jokes, right? And it's all like, if your bench isn't 315, what the fuck are you doing? Right? It's like, that's a fucking lot for most people. Oh, there's an argument to be made for the short, stout motherfuckers that just get ludicrously strong quickly as fuck. I got long, lanky, alien fucking limbs, though.
Folks, now that you've heard my story, say, boy, give me another shot of that booze. And if anyone should ever ask you tell them I've got those St. James Infirmary blues.
Oh, if I would have went to chest on that, wouldn't have been able to get it. Alright. Whew. That's bench press. 135. Let me tell you a funny story. Bruno boy. Or Bruno boy. There's my pen. It was on my fucking chair. So let me tell you a story. Right? And I don't want to talk about this too much. Because all in all, it was a pretty short part of my life. But we had a drill sergeant when I was in basic training. And their name was Senior Drill Sergeant Perez. Right? And there's probably about 160 people who can corroborate me on this. To wake us up one morning, right? And keep in mind, wake up is usually at this point in training, at this time frame, it's they just key up over the PA and they're like, hey, wake the fuck up, wake the fuck up, wake the fuck up, wake the fuck up. And they just say that for like 2 or 3 minutes straight. And then you get up and like that's annoying, don't get me wrong. But that's like well within reason. This bitch, this psychopath, she played that Baby Shark shit for the entire morning, all like 45 minutes. She woke us up with it, and it didn't stop playing like max volume until we were on the goddamn drill floor, bro. It was ridiculous. And that's like 45 minutes. Well, that's just training, right? That's supposed to be miserable. A lot of the people I worked with and a lot of the folks I spent my career with, right? Great people, great folks, fantastic people. They want it to be a job. Any jobs just hanging out laughing at shit. That reminds me of Red versus Blue. Yes, we all do. Yeah, but if you want a job like that, you got to start figuring out how to get one. Yeah. So I've actually. You're going a little bit rapid fire here. Hold on, and it's not. That chat's not fucking updating on the damn stream. I'll do that. So, fully articulate one sentence. Like, what's your point? I'm having a hard time stringing it all together. Either way, it's like anything, right? That career field, that ups, downs, goods, bads. A Kardashian, huh? Well, something. I think it all depends on how what you value in a job, right? It's like I met people who, if you offered to pay them $150,000 a year to sit on their couch and do nothing, right? There are tons of dudes in the Army who wouldn't take you up on it. There's just tons of dudes in the military. Every advice guru says surround yourself with good people. You're absolutely right. If you surround yourself with shitty people, you're going to end up shitty. Right? I've seen that firsthand. Right? And it's like, I didn't believe that when I was growing up, but it's the fucking truth. Right? You are who you are. And the company you keep definitely has a part to play. So no customer service jobs then. Oh, that's been most of my career. Making money as like a W-2 worker was customer service jobs. I worked a little bit of labor, but not much. And I gotta say, the difficult thing about labor is it's hard. Oh, and the 10 rotten apples make you rotten. Yeah, yeah, that's a real thing too, right? Freaking, if you've got, I think it's like coffee beans, right? It's like you gotta, maybe this is highly dependent, but you got like maybe 160 people in a unit. You got like any variable number of people in a company, right? And every single person in that company or that unit or that group or that social club is a coffee bean, right? So it's very, very rare that you get good coffee, right? Because what that means is that damn near every bean in the bag was pretty damn good. But that just doesn't happen very often. Most of the time, most bags of coffee in real life, right? They've got 5, 10, 15 bad beans dragging the whole fucking thing down, right? And obviously, it's just a metaphor. There's some great brands of coffee out there, but that's what I think. Be with good people. Yeah, I would say so. If I'll just say this outright because I think it needs to be said more often. I can't fucking stand certain kinds of people, but there's one specific group of people that I fucking hate more than any other, and it's fucking meth heads, man. Right? The fucking meth addicts, and maybe not just meth specifically, but you got tons of people out here, and it's not a huge problem where I live, but you got your fair share of assholes who, what they do, they find a way to get money, they hustle up their money, they're homeless, and then they hit up their boy, and their boy gets some fucking meth or fent, right? And then the meth heads, they're erratic and crazy, and the fent heads, right, they're usually pretty docile until they start getting erratic and crazy because they're, been high for so damn long, or they're coming off the shit. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. All I know is that anybody who put that shit in their body of their own free will is no goddamn friend of mine. Not unless they kicked it. Is that 11? I haven't been counting. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. Fuck, I fucked up my count, god damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call that 10 on each arm. Oh, I don't have any fucking issues with people who smoke weed, man. Not one bit. People who smoke weed don't usually get violent. People who smoke weed are, more likely to sit on their couch and not leave and eat food. Yeah, 420 is fucking airtight. I don't have any personal issues with that whatsoever. Is it a good idea for you personally? Right? Probably not. Most people, I would say, probably shouldn't be smoking weed, just as a matter of personal benefit. But it's a free goddamn country. Most stoners ain't hurting anything, so that's what I think. There you go. I agree. Yeah, you know, and it's like there's so many things in the world, right? And something that I noticed that a lot of drug addicts have this problem with is they can't like separate their drug use from the rest of the world, right? And I know, let me explain this, right? It's like you got like how do I put this? You've got like whole systems in place, right? That like once you become so narcissistic and so self-centered that you can't even recognize the systems around you that are meant to kind of like cater your behavior. Um, I'm trying to articulate myself here, but I'm having a hard time. Ah, shit. All right, that's a big long message here. I'll check it out real quick before I start my set. So, yeah, I mean, I'll just say it. You know, like if I've done this to people before, and it's like if you say to me that you've done meth, right, and it's like I don't want to fucking talk to you. I'll tell you to your face, right? I just don't want to talk about that. That's ridiculous. I think that that's completely unacceptable behavior for anybody. You know, uh, it's a crime, bro. There's a reason it's a fucking crime, right? It's like go check out San Francisco and fucking Colorado and shit. How did it go when they legalized drugs, right? You get all the worst members of society fucking, you know, assembling. That was 4. I know that was 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. You know, and I'll say this too, right? And it's like, I think most people have mental issues, right? Like 1 or 2 undiagnosed problems, right? Maybe not even like a syndrome or, you know, like a disorder, but everybody's got like an emotional issue, right? And it's like hard drug use completely, like for the most part, I've seen destroys your ability to cope with your emotional issues. You know, and that like I'd say to a pretty good extent alcohol does that as well. Let's see, do we got anybody on the Twitch? No. Maybe. Separate but equal Twitch? Nope. Nobody's speaking. I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't know. I'm a pretty normal. I'll put it like this, right? And it's like I don't think I'm fucking special in any way, shape, or form, you know, right? And it's like I just see these guys who are streamers or content creators, right? And specifically, what I see, I'm not gonna be like cagey about this. What I see is the fucking social blades, right? You are my first fan. Thank you, Bruno Elia boy. But I see these fucking assholes social blades, right? And it's like I'll give a great example, right? And it's like there's multiple channels on YouTube that pull in like a 6-figure income, and the whole channel is playing D&D, right? And it's like some of them are real productions, some of them are huge, right? Some of them have like voice actors and shit, like people who are like trying their very damnedest to make money doing that specifically, and putting all of the money that they are making into like sets and productions and shit, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. There are people who, right, like put vastly less effort in it than that, and end up with a fucking, frankly, just a ridiculous amount of money, And I'm thinking, I'm not particularly intelligent or qualified to do anything. I've worked labor. I've been an MP for a few years. Not that it was, as a fake pretend cop, security guard. And I would say I have just slightly, above average reading level, which I praise God for every day. Because goddamn, life would be difficult if I didn't have that. 6. Well, anyway, then I see that, like, the highest W-2 worker in the States, like not the highest, but the highest on average W-2 workers, 9, they make like $400,000 or $500,000 a year, right? And it's like, so I'm losing my shit here a little bit. I'm like, so there's no way, even if it's a college degree, right? If you're a W-2 worker, to be pulling in more than $1 million a year. But we've got a whole generation of young assholes who don't do shit becoming millionaires online, right? Some of them, they're just like it's like striking the rich with the lottery. Some of these people, Yeah. Well, and this is like not going to be great for my character, right? This isn't a great trait to have, but I have a hard time doing like menial work, right? And that's something that I picked up in the fucking military, right? And it's like, I gotta be careful with my words here. There are things that you'll be told to do ridiculous, stupid shit in the Army, right? But the reason is important. That reason is you're being told to. You're being fucking ordered to, right? And, usually that's enough, right? Like, if you respect that person, like, and you don't even have to respect them, they're fucking ordering you to do something because they outrank you. But usually you do respect that person. So it's very, it's very easy to justify menial behavior when somebody you personally respect, who's been through the same system, who's gone through this same BS as you, is the one who's telling you to do it, right? And so, I guess, when I get told to go mop a bathroom, right, in the Army, it's easier to say, oh, okay, well, got you, Sergeant. I'll go mop up that bathroom. But in the civilian world, right, and keep in mind that bathroom may be clean even, but in the civilian world, if that bathroom's clean, right, and I know, and this is where the disconnect comes in. I know this is really, really silly, but in the civilian world, you might have a boss who has a completely like rigid and unacceptable view of how the job is supposed to be done. And this is a bad example, but that person who has a rigid and unacceptable view of how the job is supposed to be done might tell you to do it. And I feel like even in the military, there's a greater credence of saying like, oh, hey, that's kind of silly. How about we do this instead? Right? And it's like, because that's common. That happens a ton in the military. It's like, hey, Sergeant, that's a good idea, but I think I have a better idea, right? It's like, that's not something that I did a great deal of times, but that's something that I've seen done plenty, And it's like, but something I see a lot in the civilian world is people let their egos control them. And you know, I mean, every organization and every group of people on the planet, right, with very few exceptions, is going to exhibit standardized human behavior, right? Meaning that under specific conditions, right, you can expect that group to act and respond in a specific way. And the only like real outliers to this are like extreme differences in cultural makeup, right? What the fuck? Name of the chat. Kids who peak in primary school around the world. Yeah. I don't want to get into who runs the world, right? Because it's a pretty nebulous and broad question. But if I had to wager a guess, I'd say it's people who have more than like $11 million in the bank account are the people running the world. School crushers. Yeah, no roads in our streams. I suppose so. It's kind of nice, right? Little slice. There's a character in a video game called Fallout 3, right? And it's like the way he'd put it. It's like, it's my own little slice of heaven. And it's like literally a bombed out shack, right? And he has slaves as employees, right? He's like indentured servants. It's my own slice of heaven. He like walks over to his freaking slave. It's like, you know, treats him like shit because he's a ghoul. Ugh. Maybe I'm getting a little bit specific for shit on stream. Jesus, I'm retarded. Getting distracted talking. Alright. That was a popular game for a very, very long time. I'm sure you do. Yeah, having indentured servants and treating people like shit, though, that's not a very dignified thing to do. And I'll be damned if I lose my dignity. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. I went up 5 pounds from last time. I've been at 30-pound skull crushers for like 2 months. I got 4 more. Come on. 1. 2. Come on. 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. 3. 4. 12 total. God damn. Definitely my favorite exercise. Never failed to get a pump on that one. People should use powers for good. Well, let me tell you something. There's this concept, right? When I'll just say this, right? The most amount of money I was ever making in my life was like $2,000 every 2 weeks, right? And all in all, and that time in the world economically was way, way, way better too. So, right, like I could have all my expenses covered with half of one of my paychecks, right? And so for quite a while there, I was having like $3,000 every month as disposable income, right? And so what had happened is I ended up becoming extremely generous, right? Like paying for friends' meals, right? And it's like just generous in lots and lots of other ways too, right? Like being willing to help, being willing to drive out somewhere, right? And it's like having a bunch of money is supposed to make it easier to be kind to people, right? Because the first fucking thing that happened when I lost my good job is when I didn't have enough money, right? It was like, oh, I can't be quite as nice to the people around me as I want to be, right? I can't give them like a gift of like a Gatorade, or I can't go out of my way to pick them up from across town. But anyway, you're chatting it up. Mom gives me money to buy my siblings and aunts gifts. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And it's, I think it's just a fact of the world, right? But spending your money, and this is the other side of it, right? And it's like it's a lot easier to be nicer if you have money, right? But spending your fucking money, right, is how you don't have any money, right? And so people get trapped in like multiple different psychological traps, right? But one of them is if you're spending money all the fucking time, you're just not gonna have any, right? And like I've done this, right, where I've like crash saved and have not spent any money on anything, and I've just scrounged for food and like whatever I needed to get done, right? And when you do that, right, you will accumulate fucking capital quicker, right? But you will be miserable, And so it's like, would you rather be miserable not having any money because you're saving it all? Or would you rather be miserable not having any money because you're nice to your friends and you're nice to your peeps, Right? I don't know. I'm chatterboxing. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm the least qualified person to talk about fucking anything. Right. Like, I tell you, I'm not super comfortable being like a role model. Like, I'm a shitty role model, The one thing that I really, really appreciate that is socially acceptable, at least on the surface, and is considered something that you have discipline for doing is working out, right? And being in good shape. Right? But even nowadays, there's ways to cheat that. Go get yourself some fucking TRT, homeboy. Right? I'm not willing to do that shit either. So, I don't know. The truth is, you got plumbers and electricians that are better fucking people than me. Ten, come on, that was 5, wasn't it? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, come on! Eight, 9, 10, 9, 10. Right. Ozempic and TRT. Yeah, I gotta say, there's gonna be some consequences for that shit. 20, 30 years down the line. Alright, for both of them. Mark my fucking words. Then again, I guess the argument right now is that Ozempic might be healthy for you in one way, but it is way more healthy than being obese. So, like I said, I don't know. Not a doctor. Just a guy who doesn't fucking believe in doctors. Doesn't fucking believe in modern medicine.
Let her go. Let her go, God bless her.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm hearing, right? Hey, it might actually just be 99% more healthy than not being obese. And if that's the one thing that you can't, if that's the one factor that you solve for and it completes your problem, and the problem being obesity, and it fixes that, then, maybe it is a net positive, right? But I gotta say, needles and dentists and chemicals and pills, they all scare the fuck out of me. I'm that guy who dies at the scene of like an accident or a crime because the cops are like, we're bringing you an ambulance, and I'm like, no. I'm like bleeding out, and it's like, I'll tourniquet myself, I'll figure it out. Was that 2 or 3? We'll call it 3. This is 3. 4. 5. All right, 6. Oh, that's so nice being in Canada, right? See, my plan for going on like 4 years now, I haven't seen a doctor in like 4 or 5 years. My plan is to just work out all the time and eat healthy, relatively healthy, because I can't fucking afford a doctor and I don't have an insurance, right? And then it's really amusing because I'm kind of insulated from the problem. I'm poor. I'm poor as fuck. If I have to go to a hospital, right? What the fuck are they gonna do to me? Bill me? That's crazy. Fucking good luck. You can't get fucking blood from a stone, asshole. I will be dead. Chances are that if I had like a medical emergency, right? And they stabilized me, I came out of the hospital, I'm good, right? Chances are I will die before paying that bill, right? And that's not because I don't want to pay it. It's because I'm fucking physically incapable of producing that much capital to pay it on any given time frame, right? I would need to take out more loans to go to college to get a fucking job that pays enough to pay those medical bills, right? I'd be your doctor if I was a doctor. Well, thank you. I'll try to keep the creepy connotations out of that, but yeah, in the USA, that's your biggest weapon is being healthy. It is, bro. Right? It's kind of bullshit, but I got the Middle Ages doctors and health and fitness fucking advice, right? And it's like, don't get injured. Don't cut yourself. If you do cut yourself, disinfect it right away. Right, I need to bring up this shit so we can all see. Goddamn. See, I was worried that was gonna happen. Hold on. Whoop, there we go. You know, say it's a health crisis. It is, man, and it's a tragedy. You know, I hate to see it. I hate to hear about it. But what can you do? Right? You can only focus on you, right? And it's like, let me tell you one of the biggest problems facing the world right now as is, right? And it's like there's a lot of people in positions of power and in positions of government who can't even get their own fucking houses in order, right? Like they can't even get their fucking lives straight themselves, and they want to fucking tell people how to do their, you know, how things should be and what we should be spending money on and which areas of progression we should as a culture be fucking focusing on, right? But you know, I don't know. Like I said before, I'm the least qualified person to talk about fucking anything. If you're coming to me for advice, right, you're crazy and wrong and incorrecto, right? I'm just a weirdo, right? Like a mo creep and mo weirdo. Got the rear delt raise next. I'm gonna have to drag that back in here for my last exercise. Yeah. Well, next up is the rear delt raise. Right, back of the shoulder. Right, boulder shoulders. If you want them, you gotta do them. Not the exercise, but that muscle group. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Holy fuck. 10, 11, 12. Alright, that's what we got. 12 rear delt flies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Looks like I chatterboxed myself out. If anyone's still listening, I got a YouTube channel, right? And I was also thinking about playing a really fun clip if there's anybody in stream by the time I'm done. Yeah, you know what? I think that's gonna be it for today. I've been lighting myself up with exercises every single day for the past 2 weeks. This is the 2-week special. So, yeah. This has been Trailer Park Fitness. I really appreciate that you swung in, Bruno Elio boy. These streams are about a gazillion times better if I'm chatting with folk, right? Even if I feel like I'm just chatting to myself sometimes. Yeah, really quick, I'm gonna do a physique scrub, right? I don't know if that's a term that I'm inventing, but basically, when I go to edit the YouTube video I'm making in like 6 or 7 months about this whole experience, right? I want to be able to scrub through and get a quick look at my physique, take a screen cap, and then collage them all together. Oh yeah, I got like a U thing going on, right? Need to raise these fucking sons of bitches up. Well, that's been Trailer Park Fitness. Oh, do we got people in the fucking Twitch chat now? God damn it, am I trying to end the stream too early? What the fuck? What's up, Boxing Glove 1? Thank you. Yeah, it's like a 80-pound bag on a piece of shit stand. I was just about to end the stream. Yeah, no, Trailer Park Fitness, I work out. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, probably with cardio. Definitely with cardio, so I'm gonna be probably using that. I appreciate that you swung in, and I apologize for the inconvenience that it happened this late in the stream. Enjoy your evening, Fox and Glove One.